My bad, guys. My phone is definitely dying. So I want to connect you guys to the charger before we start doing anything. Feel me? You're the lady here. I don't know why I'm debating on doing a timestamp reading. Cause like, really? I haven't even defrosted yet. What's going on, fam? Hi, Chinche. Hi, Heather. Hi, Bromelda. Hi, Deb, all the way. Wait, what? Hold on. See, I can't see the chat over here. Hold on. The way I was worried we weren't going to see you today, I need this one. Oh, yo, I ain't even going to hold you. I think I was a little bit worried, too, that I wasn't going to be able to make it. Yo, I literally just got home. I'm freezing, okay? My hair looks crazy, which is why I'm keeping this Pooh Shiesty on. It's also keeping my ears warm and my head warm. I genuinely don't know what I want to do. If I want to do a regular reading, I think I'm gonna do a timestamp, but I'm not gonna do elements, I don't think. I'm kind of just gonna do different groups, I guess. I'm gonna kind of do different groups. That's what we're gonna do. Hi, Absent. I gave my like. Thank you, Bromilda. Hi, Maddie. I so needed this tonight. You know what's so crazy? Deb said the same thing. And low-key, I felt the same way. Because I literally wasn't even going to come home tonight. I really was not. But I was like, damn, I didn't bring no cards with me. I wasn't prepared to not be home. So I was like, nah, there's no way. Like, we already in November. Today's officially November 2nd. We haven't missed one day, even when I was sick, even when I was not in the best moods. Like, we still showed up. So I can't just not show up. It's like, fuck it. I think in a way we all needed this. Hi, Allison. I look cozy. I had to look twice. I thought you said I look crazy because I definitely look a little bit crazy. It's okay, though. Miss you, girl. Hi, Laura. How's the weather over there? Girl, I got icicles coming from my mochos. Nah, honestly, it's not even that cold. I'm all the way exaggerating. I'm definitely dragging it. It's actually pretty nice outside. The weather was great, but I was riding, so that's why I'm freezing. Like, literally, my ears are red still, and I've been home like 20 minutes. But the weather is actually... It's actually pretty nice outside. It's actually pretty nice outside. Okay, so we're gonna do a thing tonight. And I'm gonna use this one right here. Oh, oh. I almost dropped 2 decks. That would have been bad. We're gonna use this one. And this one. So we're gonna do 3 groups. Let's do 4 groups because I'm feeling real generous tonight. I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna do 4 groups. I'm gonna do the mini deck for the 4 groups. All right. And I'm gonna also use this one, the Tarot of the Sacred Kingdoms. So this is going to be the main group. And then right away, the mini version. The inversion tarot, the mini version. I don't know if they have a big version of this. I should probably look to see. Every time I see this deck, I always think of Chinche. I gotta see if they got a bigger version of this. The Wild Unknown, we usually pull from the bigger version of this. And the Venetian. The miniature version of the Venetian. So we're gonna pull, for each group, I'll pull from the minis. Oh, hold up. I hope everyone had a good day so far. Today was Sunday all day. Let me tell you. It definitely felt like a Sunday. Like, not in a bad way, in a good way. I haven't, like, just kind of laid up and just said, fuck it. Don't tell me I ain't, oh, I'm about to say, don't tell me I ain't got no tissue. Hi, Absent. Hi, Miss Redmond. YouTube got this new thing that they put in the, like, they changing the names. This smells so good. So good. Girl Ninja. I love the sweater. Thank you, Heather. I'm about to actually get it. I saw it in brown. Like a chocolate brown. Like a teddy bear brown. And I'm a sucker for browns. I'm a sucker for browns. I'm a sucker for... I like beiges too. But I'm a sucker for brown. And I'm a sucker for haunted greens. So maybe that's because I'm an autumn girl. So I saw the sweater in brown. I was like, ooh, put that in my cart. Thank you. How'd the last night go? Yo. Last night, y'all noticed, for my girls that tapped in on the vlog channel, y'all notice my lashes, my whiskers is missing, right? Last night was fucking eventful. Last night, aka this morning, because we kind of wilded out. We kind of took it to a whole nother extreme. This is like, you haven't been outside in how long? We about to be outside all the way. You heard? A time was had, Bramilda. Definitely. Hope you are well. I'm actually doing really well. You know what's interesting? Coming into this reading, I didn't anticipate, which I don't know why. I didn't anticipate coming in with this much energy. I think because I was fucking laid out for the better half of the day. I think I kind of in my mind thought I was going to have that energy coming into the reading. But I think I actually got to be like relaxed today. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of did like a good thing for me. Because now I'm like, I got some energy. I'm like pumped to start this week. Which is super good. Super good. I cannot complain. I hope that things are somewhere along those lines for you too, darling. For you too. Hi, Corinne. Year. Wild night. Yo. The night didn't even end last night. Like, the night ended this afternoon, you know? So it was a time, for sure. Good time last night with Izzy, she rode with us for a little while, and then I sent her home like around midnight. The girl has been, she had been up since like 8 in the morning, moving around. So she went out for a few hours just to kind of, you know, but she didn't stay out with us all night. Two of Swords. Two of Swords, first card out. I'm going to get one card from this deck. And then I'm going to go in with the... I'm going to get 3 cards from this one. YouTube didn't notify me we were on. You ain't missed nothing. We literally just got on. Well, we got on a few minutes ago, but I kind of was trying to like feel the vibe to see what I wanted to do. So literally I just pulled 1 card so far, which is the Two of Swords. So what I'm gonna do, Chinche, or if anybody just coming in now, I'm gonna pull a card, whatever comes out, whether it's 1 card, 2 cards, 4 cards, whatever comes out from the big deck. This one, the Tarot of Sacred Kingdoms. I'm going to pull, for, in this case, 1 card came out. So I'm going to go in. I got 4 miniature decks. The Wild Unknown, the Rider-Waite, the Inversion, which is funny, Chinche, because when I grabbed this deck, I literally was like, this reminds me of my guy, Chinche. I literally just said that. Which, by the way, do you know if they make this in the, like, the bigger version of this one? Or is this just a deck that they make in the miniature version? Do you know? Because I know you got this one, too. We're going to pull from this one, and we're going to also pull from the Venetian, the mini. The mini. So we're going to start out with the Wild Unknown. So for each little spread, quote unquote, I'm going to pull some cards. So it's kind of going to be like a clarification. So I'm probably, at the end of this live, I'm probably going to come back and timestamp it. Which now that I'm saying that, I don't think I timestamped the last element reading. I don't remember doing that. So I'm going to go back and do it for that one definitely too. For those of y'all who want to go back to that one. That was a few days ago though. This one, at the end of this one, is going to be timestamped. Because this is kind of going to be like groups, I guess. I'm not going to go by elements. I'm just going to... It's going to be all collective, but it's going to be in different groups. I love the name Izzy. When she was growing up, a lot of people would call her Izzy. Like as a nickname. And I like the name Izzy. I just didn't look at her. I still don't look at her and see a Izzy. And so I don't even know why I just ended up with Izzy. Like I just dropped a Z. I have a Z, one singular Z in my name too. So maybe that's, you know, where it comes from. Thugs Lightyear. I am dead. You know what's funny? Izzy and her little friends, when they saw me walk in, she's on the FaceTime, and they called me something. Let me text her. I'm gonna ask her. They called me something. They gave me a nickname. And her friend was like, it's a thugged out nickname, ma. It's a thugged out nickname. I'm like, first of all, what y'all know about being thugs? I could teach you a lot. You know? Second of all, it's funny because I like Thugs Lightyear. She's gonna be like, what? A Dottie with the body. I am dead. I'm dead. I just told Izzy that Chinche called me Thugs Lightyear. She's cracking up. I'm dead. Anyway, let me get back to this reading. Two of Swords. Yo, y'all don't understand. My ears. Y'all ever be so, like, cold that your ears start to burn? Or your skin? Because sometimes it happens to my cheeks. Like, it'll be my cheeks or, like, right here. And my ears. They get so red. Like, it feels like it's burning. Because I'll be so cold. Because, like I said, it's not freezing outside. But we were riding around. And so my face... I'm like, damn, there's mad cards. We're gonna pull. We're gonna do this. Four of Swords is the first card out. Four of Swords, the first card out. The Four of Swords with the Two of Swords is the Six of Swords. Somebody's moving on from something that they didn't even... It's interesting, right? Because somebody just feels the need or is... I don't even think it's somebody feeling the need. It almost comes off as somebody who is moving on. There's certain things that have changed for someone. It's swords. So this could be like a quick change, like a quick turnaround. The part of the reason why it feels so quick is because whatever this is that has been turned around, whatever this is that has been changed, I don't even think you realized that it needed to change, or I don't think you even realized you were doing it. I don't think you realized it was causing some type of damage. Like, something is different now, and I don't think it was something you were planning for it to be different, if that makes sense. The Four of Swords. Brain freeze. That water's frozen. I'm slipping. I'm still tired. I feel like I'm hungover and a bitch don't even drink. That's not crazy. Yo. Four of Swords. It's healing, but for some reason, because look at the Four of Swords here. See the little third eye in the goat? It's a baby goat, first of all. But the Four of Swords kind of gives me the energy of, it's not just healing. It's almost like an awakening or a realization. Because I feel like we hear awakening and we think like some off the wall extreme moment, and I don't think that's what this is. I more so feel like this is something where it's just, it's almost like enlightenment. It's a realization of some sort. The thing is, with this Two of Swords, there's a realization here that I wasn't prepared for it, but now that it's here, I'm not complaining about it. That's kind of the energy that this gives off. So, you could be in separation, whether with a person, romantically, platonically, a friend, right? A job. You could have been out of work for, like, you know, a few weeks, few days, whatever. There's a realization, after going some time without something, that things aren't as bad as you thought they would be, or that things aren't bad at all. It's like, think of like romantically, right? You go through separation, and you, especially if you didn't initially want to go through a separation, right? But you do go through it because you can't force nobody, right? To be with you or to love you and all that shit. So you go through it, and then you realize you come out on the other side like, it's actually not too shabby on this side of town. I actually love it here, you know? It's definitely giving those vibes. For some of you, if this is work related, before I move on to this right here, excuse me. For some of you, if this is work related, you may have been let go from work, maybe because of the shutdown, right? There's something here where you kind of had time away. It's the same concept, right? It's once you got a little taste of like being away from something or being off of something, you kind of realize that you don't need to be doing that thing, or it wasn't actually benefiting you, or you wasn't actually getting anything sustainable from it. It wasn't, you're gonna realize that something wasn't what it was cracked up to be. For some of you, this is the opposite. For some of you, you are away from something for a little while, especially if this is work related. And you've been saying for the longest, oh my God, I need a vacation. Oh my God, I need a vacation. Then you go on vacation, or you get let off from work. And when you're on the vacation, you're antsy and bugging the fuck out because you need something to do to stay busy. And if it's a relationship, it's the same concept. Somebody's been dragging their ass, pretending like they were in such a toxic situation, or dealing with somebody who was like insufferable. They're gonna get exactly what they asked for. They're gonna be separated from that person or from those people. And when they get that, they're gonna realize it ain't all it's cracked up to be. It's, congratulations, you might have played yourself. So it goes both ways here. The page of the Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of time on the table with that one. The Knight of Pentacles, Justice. With the Four of Pentacles is a Five of Pentacles situation. The Five of Pentacles, I'm telling you, it tells me that something you were either holding on to for so long and it wasn't beneficial to you at all, and you're going to realize that in the time that you're away from it or out of it, or the opposite. Or the opposite. Because for some of us, you were trying to move away from something, trying to run away from something, and the whole time the energy, spirit, God, the universe was trying to keep you intact with that because it was in your greater good. Because for some of you, you come out of this and you realize that you had everything you could have possibly needed within that job, within that connection. It's like that. It's also the energy of somebody leaving a job, going to another job, thinking that because they're going to get paid more in the other job, that they're going to be better off. But they have to work with people who are 10 times more miserable than their last job. So yeah, they're getting paid more, but they got to deal with more stupidity. They got to deal with more childish shit. They got to deal with more... Somebody's making me, especially if this work related, somebody's making me feel like there's a lot of unnecessary shit that I'm dealing with in regards to like HR and shit like that. Maybe even illegal. Fucking unnecessary. It may be illegal things that's going on, and somebody's like, yo, I like, because somebody's making me feel like, yo, the shit that's going on in this place, you need a camera crew, or like you need it to be recorded for other people to believe me. Because I'll be telling people what goes on in my job and you wouldn't even believe it. Some of you may be in the medical field. Because somebody's making me feel like, yo, have you seen the mistakes that these people were making just because they're careless as fuck? Like, you would not believe it. Like, you wouldn't believe this is a hospital. You wouldn't believe this is a law firm. You wouldn't believe this is a food distribution, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something like that. Like, somebody's like, yo, I could have stayed wherever the fuck I was at, doing whatever the fuck I was doing before. Like, this is crazy. This, I couldn't have imagined this. Somebody's thinking that. Definitely thinking that. And if this is romantic, somebody's dealing with someone now. Somebody's either going around telling people that you were the problem, and they're telling like new people, like their new partners, their people they're dating, whatever, the new in-laws, whatever this is. Somebody's going around telling other people how you were the issue. And when they tell stories about you, they're telling the things that they did, but they're saying it as if you did them. So what's happening with this? Because the intent here is so that people can feel bad for them, and so they could weasel their way in, right? There's always some type of ulterior motive. The thing is that this person isn't gonna, and what this person hasn't anticipated is the people's reaction. So, for example, if this is romantic, right? Because this doesn't have to be romantic. This could be bochinche back and forth, right? So, which we were picking up on bochinche the other day. If this is romantic, though, this is somebody telling a new partner, oh, my ex did X, Y, and Z. My ex did this. My ex did that. Like, all the things, right? The thing is, all these things are things that this person did. So this new person is like, damn, that person was a piece of shit. Like, that's evil. For somebody to do that, that's evil. Like, because, yo, they're specifically showing me the Empress, right? So I'm not going to stay on this too long. I got more cards to go through, and I wanted to do kind of groups. So I'm not going to stay on this long. But they're specifically showing me an Empress. So if this is romantic, somebody could... There's a masculine telling women that he's dating. This bitch lied and said that the baby was mine and it wasn't. And I did everything for her, hand and feet, until she gave birth. And we had to do a DNA test. We had to do a test for something medical for the baby, and it came back that the baby wasn't mine, the DNA. Or this guy's like saying things like, this bitch dragged me through the mud. She did so much shit. She told me she was pregnant. She was never pregnant. She lied, right? All this shit. And the person that this guy is telling is like, oh my God, what a bitch. Oh my God, that bitch is evil. Oh my God, like, oh my God, like, that's disgusting. Like that bitch didn't have no integrity. That bitch was this, that bitch was that, right? Because that's one thing about females. Females love when a man's talking shit about their past partner until they're the past partner. I'm not even going to go into it with y'all. I'm not today. But a situation like this is transpiring, and the whole time, it's not that the woman had a baby and the baby wasn't his. It's that the woman had the baby and the guy's a deadbeat. It's not that the woman lied about a pregnancy. It's that the guy was a piece of shit throughout the whole pregnancy, and the woman probably miscarried or some shit because the guy was such a piece of shit and stressing her the fuck out. Somebody's lying. And the thing is with this is, and maybe that's why they're showing me it with like a pregnancy specifically, because the Empress represents pregnancy, right? The reason why they're showing me this is because the shit that this person is saying about you is diabolical. Like, it's not, for them, it's like they're just telling a little story, right? Because remember, they're telling a story about their actual actions. They're just making it seem as if it was yours. The thing is that the people that they're telling these stories to, their reactions is going to really fuck with this person at the end of the night. This person could keep the conversation going and it could go back and forth. And at the end of the night, and for God knows how long to come after, that's going to keep replaying in this person's head. Because only this person knows that the things that their new partner or their new in-laws or whatever is describing of their ex, quote unquote, it's actually things that is them. Like, he's the evil person. He's the one that's vindictive. He's the one that's actually evil. Like, it's not actually that person. It's actually this person. If this is not romantic, because this may not be playing out romantically. If this is not romantic, this is still something that's playing out either amongst friends or family. The point still stands that somebody's trying to throw dirt on your name. By the way that they're doing that, it's not like they're coming up with elaborate lies. I think that's what's special about this message to me. Because usually people try to talk shit and it's like they come up with like immaculate ass, intricate ass lies, right? This person doesn't need to do that because this person has already lived this, but it's because this person was playing it out. This person was orchestrating it. So these stories, and I think it's the energy, the way that they're spinning this on me too, because the karma, I touched briefly on how women love to sit around the table listening to their man talk shit about the past female until the tables turn and now they're in a position where now he's calling her crazy. It always happens that way, right? Because it almost comes off, they spun this enough to where somebody's realizing like, that story this motherfucker told me 5 years ago, or this person told me 6 months ago, it was actually something that they did. It wasn't something that was done to them. And I'm clear on that because I've been with them for the last 5 years, or I've been with them for the last 5 months. Patterns never lie. And so there's certain things that I've seen this person take shape and take part in, certain levels on their own integrity, certain shit for their own character that I'm realizing, oh, that wasn't them, that was you. There's a realization here for somebody, which again brings me back to the original message. There's a realization here for somebody that they're realizing just how much they were lied to. Just how much they were lied to. It's like, yo, just when you think that, so there was nothing that came out of your mouth that was honest. Nothing. Somebody could have been dealing with a straight pathological liar and a compulsive one. And the thing is with this compulsive liar, like I said, this compulsive liar doesn't even have to like do much brain work. This person doesn't have to like really concoct certain like imaginary situations, because this person is literally taking the situations that they've orchestrated and just switching up who's who. That's all they're doing. They're telling the story verbatim. They're just telling it. They're just switching the names. Instead of saying, I did this to my ex. I caused this crash out. I caused this miscarriage. I caused this pain. I was the problem. Instead of doing that, they're saying she, he, they. It's never I. The thing is that whoever they've told this to, because I think right now, or for however long, because we did see the Knight of Pentacles, in the beginning it always sounds great. Butterflies and lies, I always tell y'all that. But just give it some time. And because the last few weeks we've been talking about that too, even especially in dating. Whenever you're dealing with somebody who's a false person, whether the love is unrequited or not, when you're dealing with somebody who's a fraud, it only takes but so much time before their mask starts to fall, especially if you're smart enough to understand certain patterns. That's the Son of Pentacles, Justice, and the Four of Pentacles. And you could add in a little bit of the Four of Swords with the Two of Swords. In that last fucking 30 minutes, I just went on a fucking rampage. Three of Wands. Queen of Swords. With the Seven of Cups is interesting because just the other day I saw the Seven of Cups and I read it in a brand new way that I've never looked at it before. And that's exactly the way that I feel it now. It's like, I was really excited to see the Queen of Swords. I'm not even going to lie. It was like, oh, what's up, sis? I love this one. Queen of Swords with the Three of Wands. I love this energy for the Queen of Wands because this energy is very optimistic with that Three of Wands. It's very... I know that this is meant for me. I know that I'm destined for greatness. I know that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, right? That's what it says in the Bible. That's this right here. It's also 7 swords on the table because we have 4 swords, right? With the Two of Swords would be 6 swords. With the Queen is 7 swords. Somebody was trying to make a Queen of Swords out to be the villain. I just said this. Somebody was trying to make someone else be the villain. The whole time, that person was holding up the sword of truth. That person, that Queen of Swords, is only the villain in the villain story. Don't let that go over your head. Because with the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups tells me that the Queen of Swords is open to all type of perspectives. The Queen of Swords is open to all type of opportunities. That's why she has a plethora of them. Always. In her back pocket. The Page of Cups, which is unconditional, it's wholehearted, it's forgiveness, it's understanding, it's all the things. It's super soft energy. It's also feelings and emotion. It is cups, but it's also the page. This is also confidence right here. This 8 of Cups is confidence, or someone's confident now in their lack of emotion that they've had or they've harbored for someone that they felt like they should love a lot. I feel like I went everywhere with that one. The 8 of Cups, the 7 with the page, tells me that the Queen of Swords is all the way in alignment here. The Queen of Swords with the 3 of Wands, this is telling me that even in the event where I have to pull my energy back from my best friends, from my partners, from my children even, from my family, like if I'm in a position that I have to pull my energy back, it's because you placed me in this position. So in the past where I would be scrambling, where I would be frantic about this, where I would be unsure about this, in the past that was the case, but in the present with the 3 of Wands for that Queen of Swords, she's at peace with whatever she needs to do. She also understands that it's never her loss, which I feel like is really big of a message to even be on the table. The Hierophant, the 10 of Swords, and the World, it is never her loss. It's never her loss. The 10 of Swords with the 7 of Swords that we originally had on the table is 8 swords. Because the 10 and the 7 breaks down to a 17, which breaks down to an 8 of Swords. I think for a long time, this Queen of Swords was in a mental fog. This Queen of Swords couldn't see, which makes sense for the very first card that we got, the 2 of Swords. The Queen of Swords was in this energy, which would be a 3 of Swords, by the way. 2 plus the Queen is 3 swords. There might have been a Queen of Swords that has been in heavy seclusion, maybe even blaming herself for certain things, allowing the guilt or the blame to be put on her, allowing that narrative to be spun. She was in a really dark place, but I don't foresee her being there for much longer, which feels really good. All right, we're going to move on. I'm going to pull another card or a few cards, and then we'll move on to one of the other mini decks. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles with the World, the Devil, the Tower. Don't we love to see this together? The Devil and the Tower, Strength, the Five of Swords, and the Page of Wands. This is somebody moving on. I don't know if this is moving on from a relationship. I don't, because this we can piggyback on to what we were already reading, or this is for those of y'all that are gonna follow the timestamp. This would be a new reading entirely. So whether this message goes together with previous messages, or you're gonna take it as a separate message, however it resonates for you. But this is definitely the energy of somebody moving on, moving away from, moving out of. It's all of that. So we see the Page of Swords with the King of Pentacles and the World. Why the fuck I was going to say the Two of Wands? The World card. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, and the World. This is somebody who is getting real serious. King of Pentacles energy is super serious. King of Pentacles energy is like no nonsense, very structured, very organized, very responsible energy. But this would be a Page of Swords. Somebody could admire the way that you've packed something up and moved on from it. Whether you actually packed up a suitcase and moved on, or it's an emotional thing. It's gonna be different for everyone. The point is somebody's admiring the way that you have kind of sucked it up, dealt with what you needed to deal with, and closed a chapter and kept it pushing. This could even be you. Your inner child is very like, I'm fucking proud of you, bitch. I'm proud of you. Because, yo, you was not there. You was not there. You was not ready to make those important changes. You was not ready for a long time. I'm super proud of you that now you are. That now you have, you know? So it's somebody else. For some of you, it could be a child. A child. You know how they say, oh, I stood together because of the kids. This is somebody saying, I left for my kid. And the kid is saying, as an adult, I don't settle for less, because I remember watching how hard it was for you to walk away, but you still did it and you still stood your ground. Because I watched that happen, I never wanted to put myself in a position where I brought myself through more hardship than I needed to go through. Somebody's child could be telling them, like, I watched certain things transpire with you, and I'm making different decisions because of watching you go through it. Beanie Sigel, in one of his songs, he says, I go through it so you wouldn't do it after me. And I know this Beanie Sigel because I used to hear that shit. And I always thought of my daughter. I'm going to go through it all just so that you wouldn't have to go through it. But that's definitely giving me that vibe. The Tower and the Devil is very self-explanatory. This is somebody's world coming crashing down. This is somebody's world somebody who had no integrity. This is somebody who lied for a living, right? It's devil energy. It's somebody, first of all, with the Tower, the one important thing about the Tower energy is that it's always meant to come down. It was never going to sustain long term. A tower comes down because it was always meant to happen that way. And devil energy never wins, right? Isn't that the saying? And so for the devil energy to be knocked down, it's almost like an infrastructure. Someone's toxic ways is not working anymore. The other day I was picking up on how the way somebody was used to handling people in their life, they can no longer handle people that way because someone already saw them for who they are. And now every time they deal with people, romantically or not, they always have this self-conscience. It's like a complejo of like, damn, the way this person saw me, was able to see through my shit, I know everybody else could see through it. So they're almost like paranoid to the point where the shit that they would normally do is not working anymore. And maybe it might work on other people. It's just this person is so paranoid that it won't, that they're fucking it up. They're doing it wrong. They're doing their own thing wrong. That's what happens when you fuck with people who are anointed, collective. Because I definitely felt that right there. When you fuck somebody over who had nothing but good intentions for you, your whole life ends up in smoke. I can't tell you one person off the top of my head who ever fucked me over and is in a better position today. You don't fuck with God's people. That's not how that works. at all. It don't matter how well you try to paint the picture. It don't matter how immaculate you try to make your life seem. It don't matter how much you try to make it seem like you winning. Karma don't miss, especially when it's somebody who was sent in to do good. It was somebody who was sent in to be a light in your life, and you played games with that. It's crazy. It's insanity for you to think that you're not gonna see karma every time you turn the corner. It's stupidity too, but we're not gonna talk about that. Page of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Strength. This is literally somebody saying that no matter what they felt in the past, the fact that I have 2 pages here is very dope, because it tells me that somebody went from really doubting themselves, really being in denial of their own ability, to just fucking stepping up. Somebody went from a Page of Swords to a King of Pentacles. That's unheard of. Somebody goes from a Page of Wands through the Five of Swords. Why I feel like something's vibrating. The Page of Wands through the Five of Swords all the way through to the Strength card. You, without having that resilience, there was no way you were going to make it through the Five of Swords anyway. The thing is, I think someone just, it's not that at the page, it's not that you didn't have the strength. You always had it. You just, we saw the Two of Swords before, you just didn't realize that you had it. You were sleeping on yourself. That's it. That's all. Feel me? You feel me? I know this is mad cards, but I'm going to pull a few cards from the little deck, and then we'll do one more little spread. Yo, the way my weave is in shambles back here, y'all don't even want to see what I got going on back there. It don't look like it. It don't. But when you try to put your hand through it, yo, the ghetto. King of Wands. I said I was going to take whatever came out, right? It's the King of Wands. Somebody was super immature. Somebody was super impulsive. Somebody didn't think before they act. And it would be stupid, right? Just plain stupidity. There's no other way around this. You fumbled already because of these actions. So you mean to tell me instead of rectifying your behavior, you're still going to operate this way and expect something different next time around? That's what you're telling me here? Let me know how that works out for you, kid. Let me know how that works out for you. Because that's essentially what it feels like. Not me smelling myself on live. I'm smelling the mask. Put this away. I don't want to get confused. I don't want to get confused. As I was putting it away, the Seven of Cups was at the bottom of the deck. That shit scared me. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even realize there was a truck passing. Yo, I want ice cream. Ain't no way. Y'all saw me shuffling, right? Two of Swords again. And the Nine of Swords at the bottom. Somebody's like, let me see that. I got you. I can't get any more closer than that. Let's go with the inversion for this one. I want ice cream. Do we have ice cream? Probably not. Am I going to have to go outside? I mean, it's still kind of early. Definitely want ice cream. text Izzy. She gonna be like, what you want, bro? I know you want something. Me and my mom era, you know how the kids, when they want something, they already know, like, how to, like, in Spanish, we say haciendo salsita. Like, when they sweet talk you and try to act real nice because they want something from you, the kids do it to us all day, right? So as a mom, me and my mom era, especially now that my daughter's older, I figured out how to have my own salsita. So now the shit that she be doing to me, I'll be doing it back to her. It ain't street. It ain't safe at this around this part of town. It's not. Not for nobody. Not for no one. Ew. King of Cups. Two of Swords and the King of Cups. This is somebody who's in denial, bro. Straight up. It's somebody that's in denial. Somebody that's in denial about something that they know is true. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Two of Swords already, to me, always speaks of, because it speaks of something that's unknown. But if you read the meanings from the booklets, the Two of Swords is something that's unknown, but really it's not unknown. It's something that someone's in denial about. To them, it's like, oh no, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming, bro. You knew exactly what was in front of you. That's the energy of the Two of Swords. And then the King of Cups, I've been reading the King of Cups for over a fucking year about how he's very confident and knows exactly what it is he's feeling. He's just not vocal. He doesn't say. He doesn't speak up. He doesn't communicate. There's a cat climbing the gate. There's a cat climbing the gate. Two of Swords, King of Cups. It's interesting because if I'm gonna go by how I've been doing all the other readings, these are the only cards that I have to have on the table, because one came out and then one came out. That was it. But as the reader, I'm looking at this like, what is the message here? Like, what are you expecting me to do with this? I've already established that the thing that you're in denial about, it's simply something you're in denial about. It's not something that needs to even be questioned. Is this real? Is this not real? It's you're in denial. You know it's real, or you know it's not real. And it's also like almost like communicating to a brick wall, because you're not getting any context back. There's no real energy coming back from this with the King of Cups. Somebody could be dealing with somebody who's like this, which is super frustrating. I'm sending you all type of prayers and positivity. What the fuck is that noise? Y'all don't hear that? Because that don't sound like no cat. Hold on. I definitely think it was a raccoon. Even the footsteps on the little patio thing here, it's so dark that I can't see what it is, but it's big enough where it looks like a fucking raccoon. It definitely don't look like no cat. Wheel of Fortune. What is it going to take for somebody to change? Somebody may be wondering this. Wow. Hell yeah. Somebody's definitely wondering this about somebody else or wondering this about themselves. Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. 10 of Wands was under the Wheel of Fortune. and the Four of Pentacles. What is it going to take for someone to actually change? Because this speaks of somebody holding on to something. This speaks of somebody who's not changing. Somebody who got no intention on changing. But what is it going to take for them to drop this burden and actually change? Ten of Wands speaks of dropping the burden. Wheel of Fortune speaks of something changing. Like, what would it take for someone to change the thing that is holding them back the most? Ace of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, Six of Wands, which is a Seven of Wands, which is somebody who's super fucking hell-bent on not moving, not budging, not changing. Even if you say, but this is a new beginning, doesn't matter. Even if you say, but you can actually do it, it doesn't matter. Somebody has to be willing to put in the work. Somebody could be fighting with someone on getting like help, rehab. Somebody's I don't know if this is you or somebody else, but someone's trying to help someone. Someone's trying to push something forward for someone. And it's for the benefit of this person, but this person is stuck in their ways. What you have to understand is that what we always say, you can't force that horse to drink the water. Even if you go through all the drama of getting them to the fucking water fountain. Because it's one thing to say, listen, you thirsty? There's a water fountain, 2 lefts, 1 right, and down that block. But this is somebody's walking them, dog walking somebody to the fucking fountain. And even still, this person is refusing to hydrate themselves. Of course, these are metaphors, but you understand what I'm saying. Somebody has to be willing to put in the work. It's the saying in the Bible is that God only helps those who help themselves, right? Am I wrong? That's the saying. I don't know if it's in the Bible, but that is the saying. And that's a saying for a reason, because you're not, it's like any manifestation. You can't just say, oh, I want to be a millionaire tomorrow. And then every day you wake up and you're not putting no energy into actually making money or growing businesses. Like, it doesn't work that way. You're not just going to wake up tomorrow and be a millionaire. You have to put in the work. I just think somebody is like, so, the Tower and the Three of Wands, the last 2 cards here. Somebody's just hell-bent. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is like their family fucking raised them to believe that they were fucking the best gift since sliced bread. I don't know. Because somebody feels super entitled to like, I don't have to change my ways. I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to get what I've been after. I'm going to get what I've been manifesting. And I don't even have to change what I'm doing. Okay. Because I think you will get something, but it won't be from the universe. It'll be from devil energy. It'll be something you have to pay back tenfold. It'll be something that's going to come down sooner than later. You know what I mean? Like it on the outside may look like something you're after, the thing that you want. But on the inside or to its core, it's not actually what it is that you wanted it to be, what you expected it to be, what you thought it was going to be, what you was hoping it was going to be. You feel me? Do you feel me? 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords at the bottom. With that 2 of Swords that's still on the table, that's 9 swords. 9 swords and the 7 of Cups. Somebody's literally acting like they have no idea why bad things keep happening to them. Somebody recently in my life, my actual life, there was a conversation. Something was happening and there was a conversation. I'm not going to go into detail. But there was something going on, and that person sent a text message and was like, I just don't understand why things like this always happens to us. Like, why things like this keep going on. And in my mind, I didn't say nothing in that moment because that's not what that person needed. That person didn't need the reality check. That person just needed to vent. Especially as a grown-up. Like, I don't think you need people to tell you you're doing the wrong thing. As a grown-up, you should already know certain things is the wrong thing, right? But in my mind, I immediately thought to myself, you living wrong. You living wrong. How can you expect to live wrong and have things look the right way? How can you expect to be condescending, not a true friend, not a good partner, not a good business, not good at your business. Like, how can you expect to fall short in every other aspect, and then actively fall short in every other aspect? You're a shitty friend. Again, you're not a good friend. You're a shitty friend. It's the things that you do and the way that you count your friends out. Though, and I'm saying friends, and I'm using the term loosely. Somebody says, "Oh, these are my friends," but these are the same people you talk shit about. You talk shit with the other friends about these friends, right? You judge them. You, like I said, you talk shit about them. You're not a good friend. You don't show up when it matters. You only show up when it's time to parlay. You have a partner, and you down talk your partner, but really you're the one that's moving around and doing dirt on your partner. You know what I'm saying? The family dynamic, your family dynamic, even that you came from, had no structure. You understand that there was toxicity, there was enabling, there was trauma, there was all type of things. It's not good. It's not good. The situation is not good. But somebody's sitting there like, but why? But why me? Why not you? You're the perfect candidate. You're a grown-up and you're refusing to look at the things that you're doing wrong, or the things that you're taking part in that are wrong and negative and not right. Why not you? Collective. Like I said in the beginning of this live, I'm gonna go back. I hope I fucking put it in the fucking title that it was timestamped so I could know which live it was. Because the other day I said a live and we did a timestamped, we did an element reading, but I didn't put the timestamps in the chat. And I remembered with this one. So I'm going to have, after this live gets posted, I'm going to have it in the comments. I'm going to have a timestamp of each group. And then I'm going to try to go back and find that live that we did the other day. And I'm going to put timestamps in just for anybody who wants to go back and see them. Anyway, I love you guys. I fuck with you guys the longest way. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all for showing up. We're going to be live tomorrow. I think we're going to do like during the daytime. I think. I'm going to try, like today, I think I put the link like a half an hour prior. So I'm just going to try to do that and put the link a little while beforehand. And, yeah, there's that. Tomorrow, I'm going to look more ladylike, I promise. Because this is not giving. This is making me itchy now that I'm a little bit warm. But I'm about to go get me some ice cream because the bitch is fiending. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. I hope you guys had a great, amazing weekend. I'm praying for everybody, sending good, positive vibes. Don't let nobody's dusty ass son or daughter fuck up your feng shui. Don't forget to hit that like button. And, I'll catch you guys mañana, si Dios quiere. Si Dios quiere.